Welcome back to the Daughters of the Moon podcast. Mom and I are super excited for you to be here because we are going to do our September monthly reading, see what the energies are for the month of September. We hope that you're enjoying everything going on. The cards that I chose this week are the Intuitive Whispers Oracle by Maude Hirst.
Nice.
And then Mom got me these ones, which I'll be doing a unboxing of them at some point, but The Awakening Avalon by Ginette Biro. So we're gonna try those out. So we'll have a sneak peek at
Okay.
them. All right. So the first card is Gratitude for the Past.
Mm, nice. Do you want me to go first or?
You go first.
Okay. When I look, the first thing I look at it when I see it is like it's a labyrinth in there, and which is kind of interesting to me because the past is like a labyrinth. If you sit back and think about it, it's where we've traveled in our lifetime, trying to figure out what we're doing. And at the same time, if we go back into the past, we can realize too that there's lots of things that we should have been grateful for that we weren't. So we should try to be grateful for the things that have happened in the past that has really taken us on the journey that we're on now. I was thinking the other day about how much I've changed over the years from before this podcast, before I had you kids or anything else, all the steps and all the places that you've been in your lifetime that's been so beautiful, and some of the things we've seen and done, and so it's great to be grateful for what we've already been through, because that way it opens up the doors for newness to come our way too. And that's what we want to do, is we want to walk into the newness that we need to be in front of us now. And that's the owl that's in the picture as well. And the owl to me is always about seeing better, hearing better. Everything is more focused, and you bring things into light when you see the owl, and the eyes are the seer of all, sort of thing. So look at to your past. What is it you want to get rid of finally, and you don't need those things that hang on, you don't need them anymore. Let them go, and be grateful for the things that have been with you that are good, and the things that you want to bring forward to you as still, sort of thing. So I think that saying gratitude for the past is simply that. Um, get rid of the stuff that you don't need anymore from the past, and bring forward the things that you do need. So September is the month, because we're walking into the fall too. All the colors of everything too that's coming up in the fall. It gives us a new awareness of things, I think, because of the oranges and everything in it. And I think that, and it's my birthday month too.
It is your birthday
So
month.
anyway, so anyway, I'm just saying that September is going to be a good month. Just get rid of, release, and bring forward the things you're grateful for what you want to still come, and for the things that you've had in the past that you has been so good for you, and be grateful for you for that.
I think that's a good message, and that's kind of where I was thinking with it too. Is just like we forged in these paths that we've made, like you said, and it's funny when you reflect on the past and you can think about all, like you said, some things that at that time we didn't even know we should be grateful for. And even if it was a terrible thing that happened to you, be grateful for the lesson that came with it to teach you how to be stronger, to be more resilient, to be more, not go down that path again. So I think, with the owl, like you said, is really somebody that sees, and when you're doing really good owl medicine, you're looking at those things. And so, in order, once you have gratitude from the past, then you can bring that into the present. So I think it's really a time of, interesting, like where you said too, with the fall and the leaves changing and things like that. It's like it's shedding the past from itself. And it's like we need to shed that and be grateful for how far we have come in our journey. So,
Yes, yeah, and you see the labyrinth of that too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, because that means you're coming out of what you've been going through, right? That's what I took it anyways, right? To
Yeah, and
see
I
if I
think
can
it's an
see.
inner journey, right? Because the
Right,
labyrinth is all about going inwards and then coming back out from it, but it's a total soul journey that you're doing with it. So,
right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a great month to be, finally getting rid of some things that we need to get rid of.
I do too. I remember when we went to the labyrinth and we were in Lilydale, and that was really cool. Walking through it, finding our way out. It wasn't a huge one, but it was still an interesting time,
Mm.
which you were thinking about as you were traveling through it. So anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
just thought I'd bring that up.
good thing to bring up. It was lots of fun. Okay, this one is time to smudge and clear your energy. So they
Oh,
hardly
wow.
go together.
Isn't that interesting? Of course, I think all kinds of times to smudge is a good thing. Maybe we should talk about why we smudge with that. Time to smudge is if you have something that is bothering you or something from the past that you need to release or a feeling that you have in your home, or if it's just a cleansing because you want just some freshness in your home. So you take some time to do your smudging, blessing your home, to bring forward the things that we want. For all the things we want to dismiss and move away, well, smudging is good for that too, because we're asking for the universe to take it out and with beauty and love and all that other stuff. We're asking that to be released. I was trying to get mixed up with my words for a sec. And so anyway, so we're asking what that with the smudging is for releasing the things that we don't want anymore. Then we're asking for the smudge to bring the beauty back into our homes, protection, awareness, all kinds of things, whatever we figure we want to ask for smudging to do.
Mhm.
So smudging this month, it's saying for September, which would be a good time too, being that we got the new season coming in as well, the fall season. So it would be a good time to smudge just to release the stuff that you didn't need over the summer here, or things that have happened that you just need to let go of, and to start your journey into the winter and into the fall and into the winter time, in a really good way. So that's what I get from that. So what I'm thinking for the reading is just get rid of the things that you don't need. And if you don't even have to just smudge your house, you can smudge you can smudge your car, you can take it to places where you've been that you want to smudge, and I light my sage for every reading I do, only for my own stuff that I want from it, sort of thing. And it's to help the other people too, but it's mostly for me too. I don't want to bring anything home with me that's negative. So, smudge and smudge and smudge whatever you want to do for the month of September, and start it off in a really nice way.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. And I think with the pink, the way that it's showing the pink with the smudge is very interesting because it's all about releasing and protecting yourself with a lot of love around you. And I think as we're delving into the past, a lot of times it really does bring up emotions and feelings and things like that. So the smudge can just be about, making sure your energy and your space when you're doing these kind of gratitude journals or these deep dives is a protected space for you, as a clear space for you. And then, like you said, you don't want to take that energy out. So doing it again to just, you know, leave
Right.
that space in a clear space. So, and I'm
Right.
just getting there's a lot of love with it and to be gentle with yourself when you're doing it. But it is definitely, I think both these cards are really showing that it's a time to release things from our past, from our present, things that are holding us back, things that we're just, if we're unsure, whatever, just taking that time in the solitude to really contemplate these different things.
Yeah. And I think too, with the card of gratitude before it, for the summer things that you've done over the summer season and that kind of thing, be grateful for that, because summer is such a precious time, particularly for us in Western Canada, because our winters are so long. But I think, anywhere, we're supposed to have a terrible winter this year. Anyways, yeah, I think it's a good way to think about how grateful you've been for the summer that you've had, the things that you're allowed to see and do, and that kind of thing. And as you walk into the fall time here, so I think that's what it's telling you. Just release, release, and bring forward the good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you can't make these things up. So here we go. Clear limiting beliefs.
Isn't that funny?
It is.
Wow, is that an eagle?
I don't know if it's an eagle or like a phoenix or
Yeah, it almost looks like a phoenix or a loon. I don't know. The
hawk or
colors are
something.
amazing because I find that when I'm blessing myself, sometimes I put pink around me as well as white light. And that is just to incorporate the love and caring and awareness and everything else within inside my own realm of how I want to feel about something. So clearing your limiting beliefs. Isn't that interesting that's talking about this at the time and about these other two cards?
Mhm.
Because when you limit yourself to say you can't, you don't, you won't, that kind of thing, then it happens exactly how you limit yourself is for exactly what you get. So if you take away those limiting, clear them out of your, like, cut cords, do whatever you have to do, but allow yourself to stop thinking about the limiting of where you can't go. Allow yourself to think about flying, just like the bird is saying. Open your wings and allow things to come into you and accept it. Like the sun is sitting above it or the moon. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing it really clear. Either way,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. It's just saying, okay, allow the brightness around you to open you up to experience everything that's here right now that's wonderful. Because you know what? It is wonderful. You're still alive, you're doing the things you need to do, and it's been a good summer. Just open yourself up. Don't allow yourself to be pulled back to anything except for the good thing that's in front of you.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think too, it's like rising like the phoenix or, with a hawk and the messages that are coming with it. And I think as we're doing these deep dives into our past and thinking of all the things that we are grateful for and how we're moving forward and how we're just releasing a lot of things, those are things we need to release too, because those are also holding us back. So, give thanks to them and, thanks for making me feel insecure, but now I'm ready to move past that or whatever your limiting belief is, right? And I
Yep,
just feel like it's coming into a time where it's really going to start pushing you in the other direction because it feels like to me with all this releasing you're doing is it's also pushing you into all this newness as well. So it's like
mhm.
this, like you said, with the sun's going to shine tomorrow, and these things, are going to surround you with love and good things. So I think it's interesting that like even when you're smudging, you're clearing, and so when
That's
you're looking
true.
at the past, you're clearing, and it's like, oh, okay, okay. Seriously, can't make these ones up. Ask your guides and trust that your guides will help.
Well, okay, isn't that the truth? I think too, all four cards really generate to each other, like they really come into well, because you're talking about releasing stuff from the past. You're talking about getting the things to move you forward in your life. So if you're asking for what you want in the future, do exactly that. Because after you let go of things that are holding you back from the past and you accept the will of God or the whoever you want and allow you ask you the questions like, where am I going from here? Send me messages of where I'm going to be going and what I'm going to be doing. Am I on the right path? All you have to do is ask, and you're going to be guided in the direction where you need to go. It was interesting because a little bit ago, someone asked me in a reading, I keep asking for answers and I never get them. Like, how do I know I'm getting the answers I need? I said, sometimes I know in my lifetime, I've said to Spirit, just give me a kick in the butt when it happens so I know that this is the path I'm supposed to be going because obviously I've closed my ears and my eyes and I'm not generating any kind of the news that you're trying to give me. I'm bypassing them somehow.
Mhm.
And and so my answer to her was this. You have to learn how to trust. It's so simple if you just trust. In fact, it's so almost second nature once you start just trusting that you ask questions when you're driving your car and okay, like sometimes I'll say, if I'm on the right route of where I need to be going, let me see a hawk. Let me see a hawk. Next thing I know, the hawk will be moving up in the air and I'm going, oh, okay, thanks. Thanks a lot. That means I'm doing what I need to be doing, a safe journey and all the rest of it. So it comes that easy. And I think that you just have to learn how to trust. And sometimes spirits will put things in front of your face that you need to pay attention to, like, oh, whatever that was supposed to mean. And it makes you aware. And if you think about the meaning of the thing around it, excuse me, and then it gives you your answer, and then just that simple, it really does. So the other day I saw a mouse, a mouse to me is, okay, whose business are you getting into, or somebody else trying to get into your business, that kind of thing. They're that kind of animal or rodent. Anyway, so there's another message we got, sort of thing to think about. So to me, listening to those messages is how you learn where you're going, and it can be just that easy. You just have to stop and listen, and because it says sometimes just driving in your car is enough to meditate while you're driving to get the messages that you need. So that's my information with that. So
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think as humans, we complicate things so much more because we are looking for that. I think for the most part, when we ask our guides or our angels or our God to show us the path or show us the thing, we're looking for this big grandiose thing, and then when it doesn't happen we're like, well, we didn't get a sign. But did you? Because I take, even when I'm traveling somewhere and I'm slowed down and I'm frustrated and I'm like, okay, you know what, God's looking out for me right now because I'm gonna probably miss an accident, or I'm gonna, like all these different things are showing you. And like you say, like where you have a mouse show up in your life or a bat, and then looking into what does that mean. And even if you don't want to Google it, just think what it means to you on a level. And so
yes,
I think, like you said, we need to trust more in ourselves, in our listening. And the more that we practice at it, the more that we will be open to these things. Or, if we're asking loved ones to come in and visit us or that kind of thing, the more we're open to it and look at the small things. Did you find a dime on the ground? Did you find a feather? Like, this is their way of them trying to communicate with you too. And I think as you're going through this and you're releasing all this crap, you got so much more space to listen to the guides then.
yeah, yeah,
And,
that's true.
and a lot of it is, how you ask them, and like, just, it's like talking to them, but talking to them like they're a friend.
I agree. I agree. Yep. And it's just trusting and saying, yeah, I talk to myself a lot. People say to me, you talking to yourself? Yeah. And I answer myself too. But it's not, I don't think I'm crazy. I think it's just the fact that when I'm talking out loud, I think that's talking to spirit too, you know, saying, okay, this is what I'm doing, is like laughing at yourself and things like that, right? That's all good medicine, because it's not getting mad at yourself for being a silly willy for a minute. It's like just saying, oh, well, shit happens, right? So I think the same thing with listening to your guides. If you just listen to, just go on with your life and ask those little questions as you're going, yeah, you will get the little answers or big answers, whatever you're looking for, to come back. And the thing is, you can use pendulums and things like that too, cards, whatever, to
Yeah.
help you get those messages too. So it's not like you have to just, be trying to pick out straws. Use a pendulum, bless your pendulum, make sure it's always blessed, that kind of thing. And, release anything negative from it and use it. Because if that helps you too, to at least relax, sometimes it's just enough to relax yourself, to be asking the questions, to make you think harder about it. And then spirit can go, okay, now she's really serious about something.
Yeah. Well, and
She's actually
listening, like,
thinking about it.
listen to the conversations that are around you. Like when you've asked that question, did you overhear somebody in the grocery store talking about whatever? Was that relevant to something that you asked? Because maybe that's your message. I mean, like I said, I think we try to complicate it so much, right? And it's like, keep it simple, sister. Keep it simple, sister. Right?
That's true. That's true. It is easy. If you think about it, it really is easy.
It is.
But, some days not so easy, because some days you got other things in your mind and you don't even realize just how much that's on your mind. So once you release that, whether it's the past or whether it's, something that's happening right now, once you release it, then you allow that information to come through because you calm down.
Absolutely. Well, it does sound like it is going to be a super wonderful month with a lot of deep dives. And if anybody wants to share or has questions for us about, more about smudging or pendulums or talking to your guides or anything like that, please shoot us a message because we will happily answer those questions for you. Send
Absolutely.
Barb some big love on the 6th of September, which is her birthday. So
Thank
wherever
you.
you're at, just send her some love because she's going to
Thank
be
you. That's very nice, Kimmy. Thank
70.
you.
What are you going to be this year?
I'm not even going to go there.
Okay.
25 again.
She's going to be 70 something.
74. 74 this year.
So thank you everybody for listening to us. And we hope that this helps you get through the month of September and whittle your way through. And
Yeah.
if you want a private reading, please go to our website and look us up. You can book online there and you just have to let us know if you want it online or in person, depending on where you're at. And but we'll figure all that stuff out. So thanks for joining us, everybody, and we will see you on the next one.
Okay, you bet you will. And don't forget, Kimmy has QHHT, so you can always go and see her too for some past healing as well. So look her up as well.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
Okay. And we'll see you guys next time.
You bet you